Good morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. And we might be getting a sunrise this morning. Probably going to happen in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. If it's going to happen. Keep our fingers crossed. Yeah. All right. Got a photo from one of the viewers. And it is probably one of the best photographs I've seen of this ship, where you can see the entire ship. It was an aerial view. I'll show it to you afterwards. But what happened was, you can clearly see that our manual is wrong as to how the gangway goes down the side of the, the ladders go down the side of the ship. And I don't know if you can see this davit that I put it on turned out over so that it would drop something down the side. Well, I'm really glad that I did do that now, because I think that is necessary to support part of the gangway. Well, we'll talk about that later. Let's maybe there's there's something else I've got to do right now. We'll go and do that and look after that. Yeah. Anyway. See you in a few minutes here. Okay, this is completely unrehearsed. So we'll see how this is going to go. Yep. Okay, so the idea is that I just stand these up in the closet until the beginning of next December. We'll see how it goes. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I guess if it was up all the time, we wouldn't appreciate it. Okay, we'll eventually get there, folks. We'll eventually get there. Now, how can I put these so they don't tangle up? Kind of like that, I guess. Now, we did have a nice sunrise this morning. And I guess you'd have to say it wasn't spectacular, but it was definitive, and we could at least see the sun coming up. Yeah, nice. It's about time. Okay, I realize that we are not going to be getting to step 47 for a long, long time. But as long as we're talking about the ladders, and Jack sent us that photo, we may as well deal with this now. And we'll probably be dealing with it again later. But you can see here in 47 that the ship would be going this way. Now, I realize that probably most of the time when people would be coming in a boat and getting off and clambering up the ladder, the ship would be probably basically sitting still, like maybe mostly at anchor, I would imagine. But in the event there was any kind of forward motion, you wouldn't want the ladder going down this way, because if there was any kind of waves happening that were breaking over the bottom of the ladder would have a tendency to dig in. Instead of, if it was the other way, that it would sort of swing up, you know what I mean? Because this part right here was on a hinge. Anyway, so now it's making sense to me. And when I was looking at this yesterday, this little part right here, I was thinking that, well, why would that be right here, and what is this all about? Well, actually, this part here I believe, is part of this right here. Yeah, Trumpeter really screwed up on this drawing. I think in 48 they got it right because we're sort of looking at the other side of the ship. But yeah, now it's all making sense here. So what I'll be doing is I'll be putting the ladder the other way, and this piece right here will fasten somehow to this little davit here. I realize you're quite a ways back and you can't really see it, but I think you get the idea. Okay. And that photo that Jack sent, let's take a nice close look at it, and you can clearly see that the ladders, trail backwards. All right. Meanwhile, back to step 12. I am thinking that if I am smart here, I'm going to take one of my old wire hoops and maybe readjust it in such a way, drill a hole here and just have it come out and around and go over top, because this is going to get broken off for sure. Yeah, in fact, I think one of the viewers, I think it was Jeff, mentioned that this is going to get caught on something and break off. So let's protect that. I'm just going to take out a few minutes and do that. Well, this is definitely going to help, but we're still going to have to be careful here. Maybe I should have that bent back just a little bit more. But when I was working with this, and I was noticing that we had those 3 holes, and you remember we were supposed to put this davit in the most aft hole, which we did. But if the platform for the gangway comes right here in these 2 holes, and I think that's what they're for. I know we're going to worry about this weeks from now when we get to step 47, but then when the ladder comes down at an angle, and the bottom of it's going to come out here, this davit, it should have been back here somewhere to support the bottom part of the gangway. However, I'm just thinking out loud here. I just thought I'd mention that while I'm thinking of it. Okay, I'm just going to just readjust this right here, just bend it just a little bit, so it's about 1/4 of an inch more this way. Okay, our K33s and our K8s are pretty small, especially the 8s. And I'm thinking that maybe what I should do is put the 33s on first, because these are going to be all close together. Each one of those winches takes one 33 and 2 number 8s. And I might accidentally break off a number 8 while I'm trying to fumble around with the 33. So let's get the 33s on first, because they're obviously twice as strong. I might have to drill out a little bit where the number 8s here go in, because I notice there seems to be a bit of paint in the little holes. We'll try it first. We'll do a dry run. Let's slip on the macro lens and take a bit of a look. Yeah, I think I'm going to find a real small bit and just very slightly drill those out. Just very slightly. Okay, this bit is about 1/100th of an inch bigger than the part we're trying to put in that hole in diameter. So I'm just going to do one and see if possibly it's going to be too sloppy. That looks pretty big, doesn't it? Well, let's There seems to be an awful lot of, you might say, burr or something. All right, let's just try it here. It's going to take me a moment to reposition myself. Oh my, I think that's going to be too big. I can't get it down there. No, it won't release. Different tweezers. Okay, it's supposed to go like that somehow up against the side of that engine. Oh, I see what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to represent the wires coming up out of the deck that power the engine. And this is probably supposed to be, this part that I'm touching right now is probably supposed to be glued somewhere on the engine, on the electric motor. That is just too sloppy. You know, I'm thinking that maybe what we should do is have it looked at by somebody that knows. What do you think, Barnacle Bill? Now this bit is about 4/1000ths of an inch smaller. Oh, because I didn't have it tight in the chuck. Alright, I'm just going to have to reposition this. And this one, it won't go in. I'm going to have this ping off on me. Well, it could be that once I get a little bit of, a little bit of glue on it, maybe I can do this better with my finger. You know, it'll sort of. I'm going to have to go with the larger hole, and then just as the glue sets or dries, just push them into place. Okay, I've got a different bit here. This is one of those circuit board bits that is super sharp, so it'll probably just go right through. Okay. This does not want to, If I turn it towards the motor, then it has to sort of lean back a little bit. Oh, this is frustrating. Try it like this. Oh, I got it. It's still in the deck. You know, like, is anybody going to notice if these are not here? Ah, maybe if I just reach down and twist it. Let's try something different. All right, now that is about just right. It would be nice if it was, you know, I don't think that's where it would hook onto the motor in real life, but okay, let's see if we can drop the other one down there. It's a good thing I can edit out the dead spots. That's pretty close. Whoops. Trying to push it down. I'm just making it worse, aren't I? Just a little bit to the right there. No, that's not it. Oh, Ron. I have to pull it out and redo it. Okay, this time I'm going to get it just about right, and then I'm going to see if I can put a little bit of glue. There we go. That's close enough. I mean, if it looks this good when I'm looking at it with my magnification hood on. Now, if I could put a little bit of extra thin quick setting maybe. No, I think the extra thin, just right there, and I can always repaint the top of this later if I have to. And I won't worry about trying to get it fastened down into the holes in the deck. Okay, we'll let that meld. I may not have to repaint, although it's probably going to glint a little bit. Okay, now this part here that almost looks like some sort of a ship's bell. Well, that went down out of sight. Maybe I drilled too deep. It's not supposed to go that far down. Okay, in order to keep it from going all the way down. Oh my goodness, you can't see it, but I can. There's a bird at the bird feeder. I just saw the movement out of the corner of my eye. Oh, I bumped my parts. Oh. Okay, maybe I'll forget about this for a few minutes here. I'll pull it back out afterwards. Now, speaking of glue applicators, I want to show you something. Why I have so much trouble with the other applicator. Okay, now let's just leave that alone. Okay, here's what's happening with this other applicator. I'll take it out of the bottle, and I'll kind of squeegee off of the stem, you might say, as much as I can. And as I'm moving it over towards whatever I'm going to drop it down on, it may at first look like it's okay, but it is still oozing down the stem. And then all of a sudden, I've got a lot more on the end of the applicator than I thought I had. Most of the time, I get it right, but every once in a while, I get it wrong. And that is why sometimes this I make a mess. Okay, just wanted to explain that. Okay, as you can see, time has really marched on here. I just got through doing a whole bunch of finicky editing, you might say. And yeah, trying to take out all the dead spots while I was fumbling around with those little pieces. Anyway, this is the last of the 8 pieces of pizza. Remember that pizza I made 8 weeks ago and cut it into 8 pieces? Well, this is the last of that pizza. The other one's still in the freezer. And I think what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this afternoon is I'm going to, I'll probably video putting that little piece that fell in almost out of sight here. But then the rest, this one here, I'll do off camera. We've got a bunch of M1s to place right here and here. I'll do that off camera. We've done a bunch of M1s. In other words, I think I'm going to call it quits for today's episode. And I guess, thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Do I really want to put that much in my mouth all at once? Maybe I'll cut that in half. Okay, do I take the piece that has the olive in it, or do I take the piece that has the ground beef in it? I like the ground beef better, I think. Okay. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.